My 25 boyfriend, 25 another year, really wants me to move into his apartment, but won't give me any space for my biggest hobby. My boyfriend and I have a really great relationship. We are long distance, 5-hour drive. But recently he asked me to move into his apartment. I was very excited because I had been hoping for that for a while. But before I do, lots of things need to get sorted out, transferring my job to his town, paperwork so my dog can live with us, transferring my professional license to a new state, finding a doctor in the area, etc. So I am not going to be officially moved in and on the lease for probably 3 months. But we got the ball rolling on getting these things sorted out. His apartment is pretty small, but expensive due to the area. So we have a budget where I pay 30% of the bills because I make 30% of our combined income, which we both think is fair. I really love jigsaw puzzle. They're my main hobby. I want to bring my art and puzzle desk when I move in. However, there's extremely limited space currently. His furniture is almost matched as he just moved in a couple months ago himself, and we are slowly getting actual furniture. But I asked him if we could get rid of a table in the kitchen for me to put my desk and art stuff, because if the table wasn't there, it would be a perfect area for mine. He doesn't want to. I think he's being unreasonable about this because the table is not used for anything and has no sentimental value. It doesn't match anything. My table does, and he was planning to get rid of it anyway. I really don't know why he doesn't want to. I told him anything I buy for that area will come out of my pocket, and he doesn't have to worry. Edit, I should include that his reasoning is because we might want to use the table for eating or something. But we've never eaten there, and there are other places we do, so right now I am kinda concerned about not having any area for my own hobby when I move in. I feel like I deserve a space since I am paying what we both agree is a fair amount, and I do a lot of the housework already. I also spend a lot of time on these puzzles, and I don't want to have to do them on the coffee table because he'd probably complain about them getting in the way all the time. Also, I should mention that I can't just use the current table for my puzzles, as it is not suited for the stuff I would use it for. I just was wondering if anyone had any suggestions for how to talk to him about this. But your boyfriend wants me to move in, and I think he's being unreasonable about not giving me any space to do puzzles, which is my biggest hobby. Oh, I'm confused. What kind of kitchen table is this? A coffee table would be usable, if inconvenient, but the kitchen table is impossible to use. No, this sounds more like to me that the kitchen table could work, but it's too large to fit the desk and other art supplies. So you want to replace it with a smaller table, and your boyfriend is resistant because now they're imagining the entire kitchen space taken up by your hobbies, exclusive. I think the best solution here is to find a new apartment with a layout that is better suited to your needs as a couple. If my guess is above right, I can understand why your boyfriend wouldn't necessarily be cool with the entire kitchen space becoming your hobby area. And while he is, you're paying rent and carrying your weight, it still doesn't seem right necessarily that the rest of the common areas are shared. But then you also have an entire space that is really just usable for you. And even if it's not used frequently, it's not unreasonable to want a kitchen space to remain a kitchen. You are long distance and don't know if he uses it when you're not around more frequently. Or maybe he's envisioning being able to have people over more once the pandemic ends. Small apartments are a huge compromise when living together, and you may need to give up some of your preferences on having exactly the space you want for your hobby. This has a pretty easy solution. Get a roll-up puzzle mat that saves your space in the puzzle so you can roll it back out and lay it down on any existing surface whenever you're working on it. Roll it back up and tuck it out of the way when you're done. However, I don't think this is the biggest issue. I think your biggest issue is an inability to communicate about big things and also an inability to discuss compromise. These are important skills you need to have if this is going to be successful. You're moving to another state for this guy. That is a big risk to take if you are unsure in your relationship now. The too long don't read of this really should be I'm thinking of moving into my boyfriend's place, but it's too small for the two of us. What should we do? And the answer is find a bigger place together.